All right, now there's a post-credit scene, yeah? Okay, here we go. Oh my God, that's Josh. That is Josh.
There's something down here.
We have a visual on a survivor. One survivor, repeat. Is that?
Oh, fuck.
Stay back! Stay back! No! Stay back!
Oh my God. Holy shit. That's actually considered Josh's good ending? Wow. Cause like his other endings, he just dies, right? I mean, in a sense, like being alive was kind of torture for him. I know it sounds like really dark, but in the context of this video game and this fake story, being alive after the deaths of his sisters and his struggle, you know, his mental struggles and being off his meds and ignoring his doctors and everything, like it was pretty much torture being alive for him. So there wasn't, I mean, and with the group of people around him, no one was empathizing for him. Like no one was ever trying to actually help him. The moment they found out that he was playing Saw with them, even though it was technically harmless, I mean, they were all just like, you're a bad guy. And then at the end, when you see him just like having these hallucinations of his sisters and then the pig and like that whole thing, like that's what he was experienced just being alive. Yes, he was off his meds, but he was alive and that's what his reality was. So I can understand why that might have been like one of the better endings for him. I don't see what other ending is like. I mean, he dies, like we accidentally kill him, then he's just a dead body and he never gets to be a Wendigo. I mean, he's technically like in the same realm as his sisters. By the way, at the end, when the Wendigo were fighting each other, were those the sisters fighting each other? Was that one of the sisters? That was the sisters, that had to be the sisters fighting each other, right? Or was it one of the sisters fighting off the other Wendigo? Hannah was protecting them. Hannah was fighting the miners. Okay. That makes sense. That was such a crazy scene when they started to go at it. Beth never turned Wendigo. Right. You're right. But the only reason you're led to believe that she might be Wendigo is because of those hallucinations that Josh had. Hannah was the only one. Beth died from the fall. Hannah ate Beth. Hannah became Wendigo, right? If you read the story, you read the notebook, you know that. But those hallucinations, which sometimes were hard to tell what was reality, what was hallucination, from Josh's POV, led you to believe that both of them were Wendigo. Because you saw them, one was tearing off their face, they both looked dead and zombie-ish and whatever. So I think that caused confusion for me. How is Josh Wendy? Who did he eat? It's a good question. Did he eat the mountain man? Is that why his head was gone? And if so, when? Like, did he... Shit, like, I don't know when he would have eaten him. Was it before they rescued Josh, or was it after one of the Wendigo took Josh away? When I said Josh looks like he's turning, because his eyes looking, was any of that accurate, or was that just like before it would have been happening? Highly controversial opinion, but I do like Mike. Listen, Gabby, I don't think any character in this story is all bad. I think a lot of them had serious flaws and were unlikable. Sorry, yeah, I'll go full screen. I think a lot of the characters were incredibly unlikable and like disloyal and cowardly, but I don't think any of them were really all bad. I can see some of the redeeming qualities in the characters. If they made all the characters great and lovable, like what the hell's the point of the game? They have to make it interesting. They have, otherwise it's not compelling. You have to have protagonists. You have to have antagonists. You have to have relatable people. You have to have villains. You have to have people who, are stupid and are like kind of dumb and just golden retriever-y a little bit. And they're like, what are you doing? I don't know. But it's like, redo the final scene to save Sam? Nah. Wait, hold on. There's a theory. Game Theory did a video about how Josh was doomed because the meds he was on wasn't right for his actual diagnosis. So they actually like had an expert look at what was on that sheet of meds and determined that that wasn't the right way to treat someone with his condition. That's fucking wild. That is wild. But if he was just gonna go off his meds anyway, what the fuck does it matter if the meds work or not? You know what I mean? Oh, I guess he might not have gone off them if they were working, right? Are the characters in this game more likable than the Quarry? Here's what I'll say about the difference between the two sets of characters, I think. The characters in the Quarry, the writing in the Quarry, felt a little bit cartoonish. They were like caricatures of themselves. The girl vlogging, and then the dumb boyfriend, and then I felt like I loved the Quarry. It was a good game, but I felt like it was just a little bit detached. And I get why they do that, because it makes for like fun content, and the characters being like really kind of larger than life, people want to play a game like that. Until Dawn, we have to remember, this game's 7 years old? Until Dawn being 7 years old, came out in 2015? Like, you have to give it that context, right? You have to look at it through that lens. When you look at some of the writing, it's goofy as hell. And some of it's cringe, and some of it's like silly, and but even with that said, I think the story was way better in Until Dawn. Like, way better. I could have done with like maybe half the jump scares, but like, wow, what a freaking story. I wish they did something like the interrogations in the Quarry instead of the podcast. Yeah, the podcast ending wasn't my favorite. But, even with getting the shit scared out of me every 30 seconds, I still loved this game. I don't know how, but I really liked this game. Did the nervous necklace help? I think it did. It at least let people know when they tuned in, like what I'm going through. Yeah, I mean, shit, what a cool game. The ending in the Quarry felt lackluster. I think if you're coming from having played Until Dawn, yeah, like, I'm glad I played the Quarry first, because I think if I played Until Dawn first, I would have had a way higher level of expectation for the Quarry. Did I say that right? But I just kind of played the Quarry. I was like, what is this game? I'll play it. Enjoyed it, liked it for what it was, and then got to play the real OG. Low expectations all around, and then Until Dawn just kind of dunked on me a little bit. It was an enjoyable playthrough to watch. Valaris, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yo, it popped off on YouTube. Like, I'm so glad y'all, I know this has literally been, I can think of like maybe a handful of games that people have been asking me to play for years, plural, and this is one of them. So, jump scare compilation for TikTok. So Caleb may or may not be working on that, he said. So we'll see. I like the Quarry because gay love interest. Fair play. Totally fair. Detroit Become Human is another great one too. Lots of choices and outcomes. Oh, are there? So many choices in that one.